Hi students, I hope everybody's doing well. We're about to start our second week of online learning and I just want to go over a few things to make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to do. I'm in Canvas right now in student view. This is what you should see whether you're pre-AP or academic. It's going to look the same. I have an announcement about this coming week's work that you can click on, and I've linked the most important things that you need to the announcement. Remember, you always want to start by looking at the menu each week because you're going to be given choices. If you click here, it will take you to your module for this week. Monday is March 30th, and that's when you should start this work. So you're going to want to start here with the menu choices. You're going to have choices again of what you can do. You do not have to do everything on here, but you can if you want to. You're going to start off with videos. This week we are doing proportional reasoning, so you need to review percents, proportions, and then rates and ratios. So you're going to choose one from each category, 1% video, 1 proportion video, and 1 rate and ratio video. You do not have to watch all 6 videos, just 3. If you go into BrainPop and it asks you for username and password, that's here in this document. If you feel like you want to watch all 6 videos, you can, but you don't have to. After you're done with your videos, you're going to move on to the activities. You're going to choose 3 things. You have 4 choices here, so you're going to do 3 out of the 4. You have quizzes that you can do. There's codes here, or if you go to the module, there's the actual links you can click on. Those are over proportions, percents, and ratios. There's a project that you can do where you are cooking or you're drawing a scaled version of your room, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. And then I've added more assignments to Prodigy Math that will show up starting tomorrow. Again, you've got to do the diagnostic test first. It's not going to look like a test. It's going to look like you're moving through a map and answering questions. And then once you do that, you should be able to see the quizzes and assignments, and they're going to look like little creatures that you click on. If you do not know how to do Prodigy Math, it is in your class link. It's going to look like a little green monster, and the code to join my class is in last week's module. If you still want to do that, you don't have to, because again, you're choosing 3 of 4 things. And then if you decide to do games, you're going to choose at least 2 of the games on this list. If you have time, I would do all the games just to make yourself better. The more you practice, the more you're going to remember. And even though we don't have STAR this week, or this year, sorry, you know that you're going to have to know this stuff for 7th grade. And then everybody needs to take the quiz that's also in the module in Canvas when you're ready. I would do all of this stuff first and then take the quiz. Also, if you want extra practice, you should have your math textbooks at home. These pages are in the first volume. You can see the volume here on the cover. You have volume 1 and volume 2, so the pages that would go with what we're doing this week would be in volume 1. If you did not bring your textbook home like you were supposed to, there is an online textbook in your class link. If you go to your class link, it's going to be a red McGraw-Hill. Let me find mine. Yours will look a little bit different, but that should take you to your math textbook. And again, Prodigy is going to be in here. I don't have it, but it's going to be a little green monster that you can click on. All right, a few more things. So again, remember, make sure you're looking at this menu. If you like to be creative, I saw a lot of cute drawings last week on the drawing activity. This week, I'll go over what the assignment is if you want to do something a little bit different. You can change up a recipe. You can make a video of yourself cooking, or you can take some photos of the recipe or even type it out if you want to, and you're going to upload that onto a discussion board. Or you can make a drawing of your bedroom. So you're going to measure the actual things in your room, scale it down so you can put it on a piece of paper. You can download graph paper from the internet or use whatever you have at home. You're going to draw something like this, a bird's eye view of the bedroom, and you're going to use the actual measurements. So it should be a scale drawing. It should all be in proportion to how your room really is. So those are your 2 options to be creative. You only have to do one or the other. If you choose to do this, remember you're choosing 3 out of 4 activities. And if you do choose to do it, then you're going to post it to the discussion board when you're done. Let's go back to the module. So again, we were looking at the instructions, which should be your starting point. I'm also going to add a link to this video at the starting point so you can look at that. Go back to our module for this week. Last week's module is still there if you need to look at that. So there's last week, the 25th through the 27th. And then our new week is March 30th to April 3rd. I'll be moving that up to the top tomorrow. So again, remember you're watching 3 videos. The links to all of the videos are here if you need them. And then you're choosing 3 of 4 activities to practice. So you have quizzes links there. The instructions for the room and the recipe that I just went over. You have the discussion board is where you're going to turn in your work. When you are ready to do that, you just click reply on my discussion board. And you can type stuff there, but if you're uploading a video or a picture, you're going to use this attach feature. So if you're on a phone or an iPad, when you click choose file, you can upload directly from the camera roll. That makes it pretty easy. Or if you're on a computer, then you would upload it from your documents. That's how you're going to share your work there. If you're not doing that, you can also go in and look at what other people have done and leave them some encouragement if you want to. Okay. So again, remember you're choosing 3 out of 4 activities. So you have, sorry, that's last week's. You have the quizzes, the creative assignment, Prodigy Math, and the games. And there's links to all the games there. Then when you're ready, you have your quiz. You can use scratch paper, you can use your notes. You get 2 tries just like last week. There's the help discussion board. If you have questions, you can click on that. And I have 1 post from Daisy asking about a video. I appreciate that. If you have questions, you just click on reply and you put your question on there. And then you can look at each other's questions and maybe find answers to something you might be wondering about. Okay, back to this week. Another thing that's important to look at, there's some rules about online learning that you can look over. And then I also did a copy of your notes that you should have in your notebook. And it looks like it's being slow, so let me just pull up what that looks like. So you should have all these in your math notebook, but if you didn't bring it home, I took pictures so you can look back over those notes. This is all stuff that we did earlier in the year. I wouldn't print this, it's gonna waste a lot of ink. Just pull it up and look at it if you need it. Okay, and then the last thing, our Zoom meeting is going to be on Wednesday. I had to change the time slightly. The easiest way to get to that is go to your calendar. All of you have this. Your calendar is going to be a little different from mine because it's going to show all of your classes, like social studies, science. Everybody should show up. But there's my math meeting. So academic, you're going to be at 1 o'clock. Pre-P, yours will show up as 1:30. When you're ready to do that, you click it and then there's the link to the meeting. Now, if you click that link, it's fine, but remember, I'm not going to start the meeting until 1 o'clock on Wednesday. So if you go at any other time, you're just going to be sitting in a waiting room and nothing's going to happen. Don't go into that until Wednesday, 1 o'clock. It's only going to last about 20 minutes. The Zoom meeting, it's really for you guys if you have questions. It's not a place to play and not a place to be silly in the chat and things like that. We've had instructions from Ms. Harvey. If you guys are being silly, we're just going to kick you out of the meeting. Another rule that's changed is when you enter the meeting, you have to use your first name and your last initial. If you put a name where I don't know who you are, I'm not going to let you into the meeting because I have to be careful that it's safe, that it's just us in there, and that we're using it appropriately for learning. So if you guys are bored, set up your own Zoom meetings with your friends. But when we have our class Zoom meetings on Wednesdays, it does need to be serious. I miss you guys and I would love to just let you be silly on there, but we don't have time to do that. So we've got to be professional and use it for a learning environment. So again, on Wednesday, when it's time to Zoom, you'll want to go to your calendar, which is on the left sidebar. You should see things for all of your classes here. And when you're ready on Wednesday, you'll click on our math one and you can go to the Zoom meeting. Again, if you have any questions about anything, you want to go back to this document that's in your module that explains everything for this week. Check the discussion board. You can write a question to me there if you want. You can always email me. You can ask your friends. And again, most everybody has been on Canvas. Only 5 of my students haven't been on. So that makes me so happy. I'm so proud of you guys that have been participating in everything. You're doing an awesome job. But email me if you have any questions. All right, guys, have a great week.